Hello, it is 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition for tonight headlines. We have the meeting of Arab Ministers of Information held in Tripoli. For the international scene, historic storm leaves 1.5 million homes without power in US. Welcome to our newsroom. The Committee on Finance, General Economy and Planning meet this Sunday, December 25, to examine the draft law on the final settlement of the state budget for the fiscal year 2021 and the draft law on the initial budget for 2023. This meeting, which saw the participation of parliamentarian members of the other committees, was held under the leadership of the chairman of the Finance Committee, the Member of Parliament, Sharmaki Musa Ari. The government was represented by the Minister of Budget, Isman Ibrahim Robli, accompanied by the main executives of this department. After broad exchanges of views between the parliamentarian and the executives, the committee decided in favor of the transmissions with the favorable opinion for its adoptions in plenary. In addition, after its deliberations on the draft final regulations of the fiscal year 2021, the Finance Committee began the studies of the provisions inherent in the initial finances for the next years, and it's planning to continue these examinations tomorrow, Monday, December 26th, before relaunch. The work of the consultative meeting of Arab Ministers of Information as part of the closing activity of Tripoli, capital of the Arab Media 2022, in the Libyan capital Tripoli. The work of the consultative meeting of the Arab Media Ministers began as part of the closing activity of Tripoli, the capital of the Arab Media 2022. The Minister of State for Communications and Political Affairs in the government of National Unity, Walid Al-Laifi, said in the Libyan State renews its support for Arab initiatives to improve the image of Arabs in the face of campaign targeting Arab identity. The Libyan state reiterates its support for the Arab initiatives aimed at improving the image of Arabs in the face of campaign targeting the Arab identity. He said that the member countries of the Arab League participate in the consultative meeting of the Arab Ministers of Information held in Tripoli in Libya, which is represented by our country, the Republic of Djibouti, the ambassador of Djibouti to Egypt, and the Arab League, Mr. Ahmed Ali Barre, and the General Director of RTD, Aden Abdi Jama, and the Director of ADE, Mr. Abdurazak Ali Dirane. Friday, December 23, 2022, took place a graduation ceremony in Abidjan in Côte d'Ivoire, where 13 agents of the National Social Security Fund of Djibouti have undergone a one-year intensive training on social security jobs. The graduates were trained to work as middle managers, senior technicians, and operations controllers. All of them received their diploma by different leaders of the social protection, but also by the ambassador of Djibouti in Côte d'Ivoire, His Excellency Mr. Mohammed Burhan Ali. This training provided by the Institute of Training in Social Security Profession is part of the logic of capacity buildings of its staff desired by the general management of the CNSS in order to improve the quality of public services provided by the institution. The City Hall of Djibouti continues its operations of collecting wrecks in the commune of Boulaous and Balbala as part of the project Djibouti City Zero Waste, and following the danger of and the insalubrity that constitute the abandoned vehicles. The operations of collections of wreck that began yesterday on the extended national territories continue today. These operations have seen the presence of the Minister of Decentralization, Qasim Harun Ali, and in the township of Boulaous is near the city Gashamale, which has seen the wrecks of cars removed. Djibouti Zero Waste common vision is to all those who live there today. It tells us stop waste. The mayor of the Djibouti city, Said Dawood Mohammed, said we are on the second day of the massive operations to collect scraps cars from the roads. We are here for 2 days and we are determined to carry out this operation. There are the mayor of the municipality, the heads of the sub-government, the office of the mayors of the capital, and as well as the other partners who participated in this operation, such as the SEFOR company, the police, national gendarmerie, ONIAD, and civil society. This operation will continue until we reach the goal of cleaning the entire capital city from the dirty vehicles on the roads and outside garage that pour dirt and dirt on the roads. We have other operations planned as part of the project to eliminate pollution, such as taking action against people who pour waters on the roads and others who block the roads. For his part, the Minister of Decentralization, Qasim Harun Ali, said that the offices of the mayor of the capital is making great efforts to improve the appearance of the capital of Djibouti. As you can see, the national activities are underway to open the roads and public places that were previously destroyed by damaged vehicles and other equipment. Today is the second day of the operations, and the operations will not stop. We will continue with all the different roads and streets in the capital to eradicate the birth and beer. Similar operations took place in the town of Balbala. The mayor of the city of Djibouti, Said Dawood Mohammed, moved accompanied by the deputy mayor Fatuma Mohammed Kamil in the town of Balbala to proceed with the removal of wrecks of cars as part of the project Djibouti City Zero Waste. The whole of this commendable initiative aims to make the capital cleaner. The mayor of Djibouti City, headed by the mayor of the city, Said Dawood Mohammed, wants to make his project Djibouti City Zero Waste a lasting reality. All waste has one and only destination, is the garbage ring. Djibouti City, the town all clears the public domain and the car wrecks in the insalubrity of the commune of Boulaous. The insalubrity in the capital is a problem that deserves the attention of public authority. They are not only a sources of insalubrity but also a public health problems. The mayor's office has officially launched yesterday, December 24, an operation of the read the public domain abandoned vehicles. First, the operation started in the commune of Boulaous, and the garage installed anarchically in almost all neighborhoods are a significant source of insalubrity. They narrow the public road and also disrupt traffic as part of the beautifications of the Djiboutian capital. The municipality is active. The mayor of the Djibouti city are carried out on operations to remove abandoned vehicles, and the repairs and wrecks on the public domains will be conducted from today until January 7 in all municipalities of the capital. The National Agency for the Disabled, in partnership with the Rotary Club Djibouti, hosted this morning a ceremony of handing over the key of electric motorcycles to people with reduced mobility. The agency of Haramos. This ceremony was chaired by the Director General of the INPH, Mr. Douali Said Mahamoud, and so the participation of the President of the Rotary Club Djibouti, the President of the Rotary Club Djibouti, Mr. Ali Bayezid, and the initiative is part of the improvement of the accessibility for people with mobility. In the ceremony, the General Director and the President of the Rotary Club have given to the lucky recipient the key of electric motorcycles. The ceremony ended with a family photo. Within the framework of the third phase of the project of reinforcement of the operation capacity of the Djiboutian Coast Guard, Colonel Waaz Omar Bogore, commander of the Djiboutian Coast Guard, went on official visit to Tokyo in Japan from 17 to 24 December 2022. The main objectives of this trip was the signing of the contract for the construction of the 235-meter patrol boat with the shipyard that would finalize this project following the tenders launched by JICA, the Japanese shipyard, the Sumidagawa shipyards won the tenders and will proceed with the constructions of these two patrol boats. The highlight of this visit was the signing ceremony of the contract between the Djiboutian Coast Guard, represented by Colonel Waas Omar Baghore in his capacity as a commander of the Coast Guard, and the president of the company, Sumidagawa Shipyards. The ceremony took place under the high patronage of His Excellency Ibrahim Biled Ali, Ambassador of Djibouti to Japan, and in the presence of the JICA representatives. The Ambassador of Djibouti in Japan, Ibrahim Biled Ali, was on a remarkable support and help contributed to the success of this event. Colonel Waas Omar Baghore also had the opportunity to visit the workshop of Sumidagawa Shipyards, where he personally inspected the facilities that will proceed to the constructions of the 235-meter patrol boat. The acquisitions of these two patrol boats by the Djibouti Coast Guard will have a significant impact on the scope and the effectiveness of maritime security and safety missions through the Djibouti maritime domain. As part of the promotions of the school sport and in order to work on the development of students of the different cycles of education towards maximum success, the regional services of education, in collaboration with the heads of schools in the regions, have organized the launch of the regional sports tournament, which involves more than 30 teams from schools, basic and middle and high schools in the regions of Dakhel. This tournament, which will run until March 2023, was honored and launched by the prefect of the region, Adan Darar Musa, the president of the regional council, Mahad Hussein Ahmed, as well as the head of the education department of Dakhel. Note that to vary the learning lessons, the promotions of school sports is an integral part of the general policy of MENFOP, His Excellency Mustafa Muhammad Mahmoud. For the international scene, Ethiopian Airlines crash, Boeing would have hidden data on the failures of a flight software. The Ethiopian Ministers of Transport, Degmawit Moses, gave this Friday their final report on the Ethiopian investigators, which makes the American manufacturer Boeing responsible for these fatal accidents. Failures of the flight software would have made the plane uncontrollable on March 10, 2019, 6 minutes after the takeoff from Addis Ababa. Flight ET 302 to Nairobi had crashed in a field southeast of the Ethiopian capital, killing all 157 passengers and crew. This accident occurred less than 5 months after the crashes of 737 MAX of the Indonesian Airlines Lion Air in similar conditions, which killed 189 people. The successions of these two tragedies, which plunged the American aircraft manufacturer Boeing into the worst crisis in its history, had highlighted a defect in a flight control software, the MCAC anti-stall system. In a progress report in March 2020, Ethiopian investigators have already pointed out that the design and MCAC systems makes it vulnerable to unwanted activations, consistent with the preliminary report. The final report confirmed that a sensor on the left side of the aircraft failed immediately after takeoff, sending erroneous data to the flight control system. Transport Minister Dagmawit Moses told reporters the erroneous data triggered the MCCS, which caused the plane to nose down several times to the point where the pilot lost control of the aircraft. She continued, the final report should be made public in the next few days, she said. Power outage, a chaotic transportation is the damage of a historic storm. According to the U.S. Weather Service, the storms that crossed the United States on Friday has generated heavy snowfall icy gusts and temperature down to 55 down to 55 degree in places capable of turning boiling water into the droplet of ice in an instant. On Friday mornings, more than 240 million people, or 70% of Americans, were affected by warming as and called for caution in the U.S. The phenomenon caused chaos in transportation as millions of Americans hit the roads and airports for the holiday season. Up to 1.5 million homes were without power Friday, including to the North Carolina, Maine, and Virginia, according to the specialized website Power Outages US. On Friday evening, there were still millions in the dark. The storm was particularly impressive for its size, extending from the Canadian borders in the north of the Mexican borders in the south. Is El Paso, Texas, shelters were opened to so that migrants from Mexico could protect themselves from the risks of hypothermia in sub-zero temperatures, but many are too wary to take up the offers, and many just skip wrapped in blanket. 56-year-old voluntarist Rosa Falcon told. This is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.